everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
I can't say that this is going to be the last time I talk about postpartum depression, but in reference to the Lindsay case, this is going to be the last time, because seeing it all over social media is actually making my chest tight. It's working up my anxiety, bringing up, a bunch of negative thoughts that I do not want to think about myself or any other women who may have dealt with this. You understand? When I went through my postpartum depression, I sought help from I sought help from my gynecologist. My gynecologist, Dr. Casio, saved my life. He absolutely saved my life. It did get to a point in my mental health where he felt like he could not continue to help me. He suggested that I sounded ADHD, and he could not treat me for ADHD, so he sent me to a psychiatrist. This psychiatrist did not one time refer back to Dr. Casio's notes, did not reach out to him to talk to him about what he noticed that could help her in her diagnosis. None of that was done. Off of a 15-minute, 20-minute conversation, this psychiatrist diagnosed me bipolar and high functioning anxiety and CPTSD. Okay. Now, bipolar depression and postpartum depression are two totally different things. And then depression alongside ADHD is also a little bit different. You understand? And the risk of treating someone with the improper medication is way too high for the way that the medication is distributed now. It really is. There should be a mandatory brain scan for every single person that goes in to seek mental health treatment. Whenever you go for treatment for your body, don't they take blood? Don't they do scans before they give you a proper diagnosis? Most of the time they do. So why aren't we getting brain scans to get a more accurate, proper diagnosis and better treatment so that we don't have to be basically test dummies? I was treated for 7 years as if I had bipolar 1. Even after 4 years after my youngest son was born and I knew I wasn't dealing with postpartum depression anymore, I didn't feel depressed anymore. I continued to tell them that I was not depressed, yet I was still being treated as if I was dealing with depression. It wasn't until like November of last year that I switched completely from, I'm going to say that the place is, I switched from Start Medical Center, which is who treated me with bipolar or who diagnosed me bipolar. And I went to Magnolia, and I found an amazing psychiatrist and therapist at Magnolia who did properly diagnose me with ADHD. And within a few months, I was medication free. If she is found guilty, the medical team needs to be held accountable to a certain extent as well. That's my belief. And I'm a mother of 4. I've dealt with postpartum depression since my first child. The proper treatment can make or break you. For me, I'm going to be straight up and say, if it was not for God, I would have been broken by my mental health. Continuing to reach for that light at the end of the tunnel, continue to push forward, figuring out a way, because God will make a way. That's what helped me push through. So the medical team, her medical team, if she is found guilty, they need to also be found guilty to a certain extent. Okay? So that is just my opinion, and I'm kind of glad I got this off my chest, because my chest has been tight all freaking day. Seeing this on social media, all that stuff, like I'm definitely probably going to have to get off of social media till like Sunday, because it's just bringing up a bunch of emotions that I do not want to feel. Like, and when I took my Safe Talk certification class through America's Foundation of Suicide Prevention, one thing that they taught is that something like this can trigger people into that state of mind again. Saying things or speaking on things harshly can make things worse. If you listen to the case, I didn't even listen to the case. I've only seen what I've seen on social media, and that has been enough for me. It has been enough for me to understand that there's a lot of people that don't understand. They don't understand. But I'm proud of the women who are standing up and saying, me too. The amount of women who are crying to you guys, who are saying, me too, I felt this, should alarm you. It should alarm you. And it should say so much more about the system as a whole rather than just those women. Okay? We're not all evil. We're not evil. We're not crazy. Okay? Good night, y'all.
What it do, everyday people? I correct. Ooh, that's a stretch. I know some crazy out there. I'm just playing. So let me get this straight. This is why women are defending the Lindsay Clancy. As I brought that up earlier, I was like, why are these people defending this? It's postpartum depression. This is a very important subject right now, and based on what she decided that she was going to take the lives of her children, she strangled all three of her children. I'm guessing they were young age, and one of them was very young because that's where she got the depression from. And then her doctors didn't medically diagnose her right. You know what I don't get, man? This is what I don't get, right? You get with a woman, you get her pregnant, then she's going through this postpartum depression. She doesn't like you as a man. She treats you wrong. She just rude and just a terrible person, and sits there and blames it on postpartum depression. As a man, you're supposed to just sit there and be like, "Okay, baby, yes, you're right. I know you're going through postpartum depression." But while she's sitting there, you're a jerk. You don't do this, and you don't. It's like you really. That's a man don't have to defend that. So using postpartum, yes, you might be depressed. Well, go get some help. Go if that's what you feel you need. But they don't get help. A lot of women don't get help, and then they're single moms before the baby's even 2 months old. The baby ain't even 2 months old, and she done ran this man off talking about postpartum. Like, man, I don't know, man, and I don't feel like defending Lindsay Clancy over this taking out your children. Like, there are so many other things that you could have did if your kids was 100% the problem, and getting you away from that guy would have been the best thing for you. Look, he's probably married, moved on, and has another kid, and that's just a fact, you know. So I know I've dealt with three baby mamas, four children, and I've seen different versions of postpartum. Um, it wasn't always depression, but it was always something. It was always an attitude. It was always a drinking problem. It was always like the insecurities, the it's just all of it. All of it. So, you know, I don't know. I still don't think defending her taking out her kids is the answer. But women, for some reason, believe that her medical diagnosis of postpartum depression is what triggered this murderous episode. And yeah, we just can't forgive her about it. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. If a man was to go through this, no sympathy will be given to that man. So let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section.